Hey everybody. So to me, this title of this video and this image that we're looking at here, Art is Dead, is complete satire. I think it is a important issue to talk about. I think it's an issue that affects a lot of people, and I think there's a lot of people on both sides of this issue. I'm going to say probably some controversial things in this video to some people. These are just my opinions on this subject. So to me, I think the exact opposite is true when it comes to AI. I think that art is more alive than it's ever been, and um, I think that when people say art is dead, what definition are they using within that, right? If it's is art proliferating, and I would say that there's more art now than there has been ever, right? And I don't think anyone would refute that. There's more images that exist and more content with regards towards AI generated art than has ever existed before. So if our definition is people creating art, more people are creating art now than were before. So art is not dead by definition there. If we look at, is it quality of art and everything, and making a living off of art, is it taking jobs? I would say that there could be some shifting of jobs, but I think that there's actually a brand new avenues that are opening up, and then it's if you open and you pay attention to those avenues, then there's lots of areas to actually explore within that, and that's kind of what I want to focus on heavily within this video, is showcasing those avenues, right? So for me, art is a personal thing, right? But I think that art has always been important to me on some level. I think that there's a significance to art. I think from a philosophical perspective, it's very important. I don't shy away from the fact that I have studied a lot of Deleuze within philosophy and postmodern philosophy, and then a lot within that comes down to art and art study and all around that. So I would never knock art on any level. I think it's a glamorous thing. It's the most glamorous thing possibly that we could do. It's a higher level pursuit. And so within that, I think that by definition, that's my definition, right? And so by definition, art can never be dead because it's a higher level pursuit. It's something that we all do, where it's inherent. And then but looking at the real world definition of it, what I can show you is examples of me producing art in areas and making money off of art that I wouldn't have done and been able to do before. And then so some people, I guess you could argue that is what leads to art being dead, right? Is the mastery, the 10,000 hours that go into it. I could see if that is your pure definition, a mastery, but I would say that everything within that definition is would go against what art is overall. I would think that art inherently is kind of the opposite of technical mastery, and as someone that focuses a lot on technical mastery, in engineering and things like that, I look to art as the exact opposite, right? And then so I would think, to me, that kind of refutes those arguments on its head and it knocks those out. But so let's dive a little bit deeper into this, right? And then so I'll flat out showcase for you some examples here. Right? And then so we're looking here at flat out my sales this month for books, right? And I have a lot of books that I wouldn't have written, and I consider books art without AI and without helping within AI and going through that process, right? And so you can see I'm generating $400 this month is what it will end up being. And then you have Adobe stock, and then lots of images here, right? Lots of beautiful images. I wouldn't be able to create these images on my own without AI. And to me, this is art, right? I am creating art here. It's not art created by my hand. But so let's take this digital clock as an example. This one is a really good example to me, right? There's a really prominent picture that stands out in my mind when I was a kid. Like I was like young adult, right? Like 17 to 19. And then I see it's like my first digital art where it's like an ocean and then an interspace with a elevator, and then like a businessman is like walking into the ocean up the elevator, right, or escalator. And it's like my very first exposure to digital art, right? And then so within that, like you could say, like there's no hand done creation within that, right? Like nothing about it. But to me, it was the most fascinating piece of art I'd ever seen. I'd never seen anything like it. Like I'd never seen digital art, like fully digital art. And then to me, like this is on that same level, but people treat it like the opposite. And it's kind of an interesting way that people treat it and go about it in that aspect, in that way, to me. Showcasing just another area and another example here. So this is thoughtful, and these are like greeting cards, right? And then so we can see here, like this is a greeting card that I've made, and then I wouldn't be able to make this or have put this together, like this image. Like I wouldn't. There's no way I would be able to do a photo shoot of this if it weren't for like AI and for what you can do within it, right? And then to me, it's a creative element. Like this image that we're looking at here was somewhere within the AI. It's a model somewhere, but it had to be prompted out, right? And then so that's the big thing that goes within it is it doesn't escape that human element of creativity that needs to be infused within it. And then so the essence of art is infused throughout to me, and you can't get rid of it. And then so I can show you examples I've made now of like simple like movies and like movie trailers and things like that, right? I'm getting into that now as AI image generators and video generators are starting to get more and more prominent and more better. But what you can see in all of this, right, it's the my element and I think the big thing, like other thing is that there's quality versus quantity, and like quality still rises to the top within this, right? Like it's still like that creative, the most creative elements are what rise to the top within this. And then I see like there's been like AI images and videos and things like that that go viral, and then even within that, it's the most creative ones still, right? There's still a barrier to entry, and then there's still like a like leveling of the playing. It's a leveling of the playing field as far as like anyone can create an image like this. It removes technical barriers, and like to me, I don't see it. Like there's never any problem with removing technical barriers. Like we shouldn't like ever look at that as a bad thing. And then I think it's kind of like hoity-toity if you look at that with regards towards art too, right? Like I think that there has to be a technical element to it. Why? And like I don't think it's inherent. And then so within that, and then for all of these reasons, I think that art is thriving as opposed to dying, and I think that. Overall, it's a fantastic time for art and the art community overall, as opposed to the opposite, and opposed to the like just that more doomsayer viewpoint and opinion. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.